and the intense cross-examination.
And so Mr. Floyd then is sandwiched in a way between Mr. Charlotte on top and the asphalt pavement beneath, right?
Plus, Derek Chauvin has been writing almost non-stop on his legal pads throughout this trial. What do you think he's writing? Go to our Facebook pages and tell us what you think.
I'm Benny Volunteer. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on Closing Arguments. We are in Minneapolis for the case of Derek Chauvin, the man accused of murdering George Floyd. And prosecutors rested, and the defense is continuing their case today with who I think was their most important witness, the forensic pathologist. Right? It's all about cause of death. I think that's the most important issue for the defense, because if they can raise a doubt there, a reasonable doubt, he walks out of the courtroom a free man. Okay? All three charges, prosecutors have to prove the cause of death of George Floyd beyond a reasonable doubt. That is Derek Chauvin's cause of death. So today, Allen can stand for the defense. We talked about a lot of things, but I want to start here because there's been a theme throughout this case where the defense has pointed to a lot of evidence trying to get the jury to believe that George Floyd ingested drugs that day and ingested those drugs prior to and when police approached him, and the drugs played a role in his death and what was going on inside of his body. So today, they showed the jury something that I showed you months and months and months ago. It's some the video, the body cam footage from Officer Lane. George Floyd in his car with a little white dot on his tongue. Okay? Let's take a look at how that all happened today in front of the jury.
So in this image, Doctor, it's kind of hard to see. What, in your review, did you determine whether there was the possibility that controlled substances were ingested at the time of approach by Officers King and Lane?
Yes.
And what do you see in this image, 1059, that is consistent with that?
In the back corner of Mr. Floyd's mouth, you can see what appears to be a white object.
Are you talking this object right there?
Just slightly higher up than that, yes.
Okay. Well, why don't you do it?
Sorry, I found it with the dot, but that's what I'm referring to.
All right.
You see, just underneath the dot.
Now, in the next image, 1060, what appears to be happening?
In this particular image, it appears that Mr. Floyd is looking away from Officer Lane.
And looking at the timestamps, that's approximately 1 second later.
Yes.
And in the third image, does he appear to be looking at Officer Lane again?
Yes.
And do you see that same object in his mouth?
I can, yes.
You can. And so, what does this lead you to conclude, or what do you strike? Oops. Wicked. In terms of the later analysis, you understand there was some evidence collected from the backseat of Squad 320?
That is my understanding, yes.
And do you know what that substance was?
There was some material there that had saliva and DNA on it that matched Mr. Floyd, and those, I believe, those objects had fentanyl and methamphetamine.
what you conclude your analysis on in terms of the ingestion of controlled substances as far as the timing in this case? Both before they were approached as well as in the back of the squad car?
Yes.
Okay, technically fumbled through it a little bit with the red pen, and it was much better when we did it. Honestly, it was when our producers put it together. But the point is being made. They're trying to argue that hey, you ingested some drugs, just like in the video in 2019. Let's bring in Courtney legal correspondent Julie Janae, who is in Minneapolis tonight. So in 2019, he did put something in his mouth, right? That was established through that video, and they're trying to say he's doing the same thing on the day that he died.
That's what they're trying to say. They're hoping that the jury's going to put all of this together, that the white substance in his mouth in 2020 is similar to the first thing that they showed this jury when the defense started their case, which was a video of George Floyd a year before he died getting pulled over by police and then saying spit it out because he was ingesting drugs and then had to be treated for an overdose.
All right, but it didn't exactly end up that way because there was cross-examination. Let's take a look.
Can you see the white substance in George Floyd's mouth there?
I can.
And doesn't it look remarkably similar to the white substance that you were talking about when you were discussing the photograph with the gun pointed at it in the car?